Hello, 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 and welcome to the Dreams to Keys Realty YouTube channel. I am your host, the Essential Millennial Realtor, Jalon Strong. Welcome, come on in. Make sure that as you're coming in, you hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we go live or post any content here on YouTube. Feel free to go to the link in the bio, which is beacons.ai/Jalon Strong. I'll add that to the bottom of the screen here, where you can go and find out other information that could be important for you as a homeowner or future homeowner. You can also find our other social media platforms and pages, such as Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, as well as Substack. We're still on TikTok, but as you may know, there's some litigation or some political processes that are underway still with TikTok in the US. So we'll be on there while it's still available, but we have these other platforms that you can connect with us on in the meantime and even later. So please come in, subscribe, and join us for the conversation today. So before we get started, we're going to start with what we always talk about for any video, which is the link in the bio highlight of the week. And you on YouTube can find it as the link in the description. So the link in the bio highlight of the week is Rent Reporters. The first of the month has just passed. We are now in the month of March for Women's History Month. So we are going to start with the link in the bio highlight of the week from Rent Reporters. Rent Reporters, if you're new to this channel or new to Rent Reporters, is an organization or company that we are affiliated with that helps those that are interested in having their on-time rental payments to show up and count toward their credit score. That is not something that is done automatically. So Rent Reporters is providing a service that you can utilize if you choose to. Now you can sign up with them, and to receive a $30 sign up fee reduction or $30 off of your sign up fee, then use the code March30 when you're signing up. Go to the link in the description box or the link in the bio on whatever platform that you're following us. Here on YouTube, it is the link in the description, beacons.ai/Jalon Strong. Go to the tab that says Rent Reporters and then sign up with Rent Reporters from their site using the code March30. That's together, March30, so that you can utilize that reduction in the sign up fee for $30 off. So that is our link in the bio highlight of the week. Today we are going to be talking about the title of this video, which is Gwinnett County Property Tax Freeze. And I'm actually going to pull up the article where you can see what we will be talking about today. So Gwinnett County Property Tax Freeze in the article that we will be discussing. Give me 1 second to pull that up, and I will share my screen. And of course, I want to make sure everyone can see what I can see. Is it visible for you? I think I'm blocking a little bit of the screen, so let me get back to a layout that seems to make a bit more sense. Okay, so we're going to read this article. It's not a long article, but it is about what we're talking about today. So the title is Gwinnett County opts out of statewide HB 581, citing existing property tax freeze for homeowners. And we'll figure out what all of that means as we read through the article. This article was written by On Common Ground News on February 18th, 2025. And of course, the location is Gwinnett County, Georgia. So let's read. Gwinnett County Commissioners on Tuesday voted to opt out of the new statewide adjusted base year homestead exemption introduced in House Bill 581. The vote means Gwinnett homeowners' assessments will stay the same, regardless of inflation, officials said. 3 public hearings were held at the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center in January and February, while cities and schools are hosting their own hearings. The county has an existing value offset exemption, or VOE, that protects homeowners from tax increases due to increased property market values. Compared to the new statewide adjusted base year homestead exemption, the VOE protects against inflation and keeps county government taxes lower for homeowners, officials stated. Since 2001, Gwinnett County government's existing VOE has automatically been applied when a homestead exemption is granted to a Gwinnett County homeowner. With Gwinnett County government's existing VOE, the homeowner's county government taxes are based on the frozen base year valuation, even as property values continue to rise. This is why most property tax increases seen by Gwinnett homeowners in recent years have been due to increases in school and city taxes, which have risen as property market values have increased. Unlike the existing county government VOE, the base value of the home is adjusted annually for inflation under the new statewide adjusted base year homestead exemption, making it subject to increases. The benefit of the existing county government VOE can be seen in the savings that homeowners receive. The first example is a property in the city of Suwanee with a market value of $420,300 in 2021 that grew to $746,500 by 2024. The homeowner's county tax stayed at $1,254.71 all 4 years based on the 2013 base assessed value, which was frozen by the VOE when the homeowner was granted a homestead exemption. The VOE saved this homeowner $5,691.11 over 4 years. In another example of a home in unincorporated Auburn, the property's fair market value increased from $225,500 in 2021 to $407,500 by the 2024 tax year. The homeowner's county taxes remain stable at $1,066.83 each year based on the frozen base assessed value from 2017. The VOE saved the homeowner $3,116.76 in county taxes over 4 years. And that is the end of that article. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and we'll just talk about what that has positioned us to know in Gwinnett County and what that could mean moving forward. So the main point of this article was to say that Gwinnett County has opted out of the House Bill 581, which would increase property taxes with inflation. So the county has said that we would prefer to freeze the property taxes on the county level so that homeowners are not constantly chasing that property tax bill from our county based on inflation. Because as inflation continues, then we know that the property tax typically will increase. What they also stated in this article is that the cities and schools have to have their own hearings. So that doesn't mean that everyone within Gwinnett County may not see property tax increases, but what the county is saying is that those increases won't be coming from the county level. They could be coming from the city or school property taxes, if that makes sense. So the taxes will be frozen at their previous point, and that's from the county level, but the cities and the schools may or may not, based on their own hearings, decide to freeze the taxes related to that city or that school district. So that could be encouraging for a lot of people to know, because some people have held off from buying a property based on not only paying for that mortgage, but knowing that they also have to be prepared for rising property taxes. And with this kind of news, with this kind of representation on the county level in Gwinnett County, we see that there are some measures being taken into consideration to help homeowners not have such an overwhelming amount of property taxes. Now, what seems to be at the crux of this is the homestead exemption. So what is a homestead exemption? So I'm also going to share my screen so we can talk about that as well. Give me 1 second to pull up that website. We're going to talk about what it is in Georgia, how to apply, what you'll need, and when it goes into effect. And of course, I'm going to make sure you can see my screen. Hopefully you can see it well, especially if you're on a laptop or even viewing us from your TV screen. If you've routed us to your TV, hopefully you can see this pretty well. So the website is from georgia.gov, apply homestead exemption. And the title of this webpage is apply for a homestead exemption. So what it says here, and I'll read the first part, is that a homestead exemption can give you tax breaks on what you pay in property taxes. A homestead exemption reduces the amount of property taxes homeowners owe on their legal residence. You must file with the county or city where your home is located. Each county has different applications and required documents. Various types of homestead exemptions are available, including those based on assessed home value and homeowner age. Homestead exemption applications are due by April 1st for the current tax year. So we just started March. If you're watching this video, you're in the nick of time. If you haven't done this already, please make sure to file your homestead exemption application before or by April 1st of the current tax year. Now let's talk about how to know if you are eligible, how to apply, all of those things. So let's start with eligibility. So this list is specific for Georgia, how to determine if you are eligible. So to be eligible for a homestead exemption, you must have owned the property as of January 1st. The home must be considered your legal residence for all purposes. You must occupy the home. You cannot already claim a homestead exemption for another property in Georgia or in any other state. So I'm going to pause here because there are some couples, married or otherwise, that have probably considered buying a home with both parties claiming it. What I would want you to consider and also talk with your tax preparer, your real estate attorney, is if you decided to buy multiple properties, having one party on one property, the other party on the other, and then you wanted homestead exemption status with that one party that purchased that one property applying for that homestead exemption, and then the other party applying for the homestead exemption with the other party's property they are obtaining or have obtained, then that may be, and of course, talk with your real estate attorney, tax preparer, that could be a way to achieve homestead exemption if you have multiple properties, if you're not the person that owns said property for both properties. If if that makes sense. So if you're a couple, married couple, for example, the wife is the owner of the first property. She's applied for homestead exemption. The husband, if that's the terms that you use, applies for or purchases the next property and then applies for homestead exemption. That could be a way for you to have homestead exemption on both of the properties should you choose to do that. But again, make sure that you talk with your tax preparer, real estate attorney, so that you can make sure this all makes sense. And of course, you may want to reach out to your county. In this case, we're talking about Gwinnett County. Reach out to them and just clarify if that is possible. But based on this, it could be possible, because if you are not considered the homeowner of both properties and you're not also therefore looking for homestead exemption for both properties, you could be eligible based on this. But that's just my thinking. All right, so gather what you'll need. Here are some things that you'll need and proof of that. So you'll need documentation. You'll need the homeowner's name, property address, property's parcel ID, which you can get from your county or city's tax assessor's office. You may also find it on your executed contract from the purchase of the property. You may find it on different documents related to the property. So just look for that on those documents. Of course, go to your assessor's office if you can't find it on any of the documents in that purchase, but it should typically be there. Proof of residency, such as a copy of a valid Georgia driver's license and a copy of vehicle registration. Recorded deed for new owners if your county records have not been updated to show that you are the owner of the property yet. And if you're buying this property or have bought the property in a trust, you'll need the trust document and affidavit. So there's several documents that you'll need. And to file, you will need to file with your county tax officials. There's a link here where you can contact your county tax officials. Again, this is for the state of Georgia, so it will apply to help you to find the counties in the state of Georgia for this particular website. And then the next steps are, once approved, your homestead exemptions are automatically renewed each year as long as you continually occupy the home under the same ownership. So you don't have to reapply every year. And typically you are approved unless there's some documentation I would think is missing, and then they would ask for more of that. But typically you're pretty much approved after applying properly. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Hopefully everyone understands what to do, what that means, how to benefit if you're looking to buy a home and you're not looking for inflation to increase your property taxes. Maybe Gwinnett County is the county that you're looking to live in. And this will be encouraging if that's the case, because that helps to know that you won't be expecting such high property taxes as inflation occurs. So this is encouraging, but at the crux of this, one of the steps that you would need to take is homestead exemption. Should you have multiple properties, you would need to talk with your tax preparers and your real estate attorneys so that you can confirm, in addition with what the county is saying, that it's proper for you to apply for the homestead exemption for both properties, and if so, how to best do that. So, are there any questions? Please leave those in the comment section. We will reply to those as we see them. And thank you for joining for another video about more in the housing news, particularly in the market area that I service as the Essential Millennial Realtor. I do service the counties of Gwinnett and DeKalb in the state of Georgia. So here we were talking about Gwinnett County and the property freeze to help homeowners in this county to not have such overwhelming property taxes from the county level when it comes to inflation and the rise of property value in the market. Hopefully that was encouraging, and I hope to see you in the next video or live. Thank you for joining at Dreams to Keys Realty, where your dreams turn into keys. Have a blessed one.